to snap it. Actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world?
There is absolutely no way possible that they should have snapped that ball and tried to sneak it. There were 3, 4, 5 guys around 2 players.
From our recording studios in Milford. It's California. What the hell? Milford, California. It's what the hell happened to them? The Adam Sandler saga continues with today's episode. What is it, Joe?
The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard.
Hopefully we'll talk more about Sandler in this episode.
With me, as you've heard, is Jiminy Crockett Vekeman.
Oh, and on the other side of the podcast.
Yep. What do you got, Joe? Putting you on the spot here.
Your man, your power from the hour, your pants dance when you hear him, Patrick Skeyhill.
That was a good try, Joe. All right, and of course on the audio boards, as always, Lev Rensselaer. Thank you for watching those levels, Lev. You got those smooth fingers. All right, and today's sponsor, of course, is...
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil! Everyone's favorite oil. Are you tired of those old-fashioned oils maybe catching on fire or polluting your Gulf of Mexico? Well, try some coconut oil in your breakfast, in your oatmeal, in your face, in your eyes. It does kinds of wonders.
It's great as a lubricant, too.
It's great as a lubricant on the sea, in the air. Everywhere you can imagine you need something, you need a screw unscrewed, coconut oil. You need it screwed back in, coconut oil. You need a refrigerator to keep your food cold, coconut oil. You need your car to start, coconut oil. You need that girl to be into you, coconut oil.
Whoa. What are you advocating, Patrick?
I'm advocating coconut oil as a love potion. I think that's still safe, right?
Sure.
Right?
Hopefully the world doesn't crumble to a Cronenberg universe.
Coconut oil, if that's the problem you're having, if you're having a Cronenberg universe infestation, get some coconut oil on that bad boy right away. You thought Band-Aids could do it all, you thought duct tape could do even more. Coconut oil tops them both. Coconut oil in stores now.
One more time, it's coconut oil.
Coconut oil. All right. What are we doing? What's the plot synopsis of Longest Yard?
Longest Yard. Is he X or is he just in the garbage can at the moment on the bench of the football league? I couldn't remember.
He is not. He has been banned from the league
because he shaved points.
He did he essentially helped betting in that sport. He lost. He tanked games so that other people could win.
Yeah. This movie's a remake of the 1974 Burt Reynolds film.
Yep. Who makes it a cameo? I guess he's more than a cameo. Like he's in most of the movie.
Co-star.
Yeah.
Well, he's like his entrance is a little later on revealed.
He's just like, hey, I'm gonna be a coach. All right.
Shows up. It's like, oh.
How long have you been in this prison? I've always been watching.
He's like, you're gonna be the coach of this team now. That movie was Oscar nominated for editing. Which this movie could have used some better editing. It's too long.
Really?
Yeah.
For editing?
Yeah. Doesn't that mean it could have been a Best Picture runner?
I'm just trying to think that the editing didn't feel particularly amazing in this movie.
No. For this, I'm talking about the 74 picture.
I've not seen the 74 one, so I have no idea.
This movie was not for best editing.
That was extremely confused.
You were blown away. Like, what?
I'm looking back at all the cuts and I'm thinking, yeah, really?
This could have really used some editing.
Really?
This is an MTV Films Happy Madison co-production.
MTV Films, huh?
Yeah, you saw the little astronaut?
Yeah. I've ever seen the Happy Madison, with the lady in the bikini swimming through, and I thought, yeah, this feels Happy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
This is very different from Spanglish. I watched this right after Spanglish.
Oh, yeah, it's very different.
Drastically different in tone.
Yeah. and I thought it was like a welcome change, and then I got 15 more minutes.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, we're back at these again.
Here
We're
go
doing
again.
these classics.
They're not classics. This is a terrible movie.
Nah, it's classic comedy Sandler. You know, he's still single here.
He's
no kids
not
here.
funny.
Not funny. Not many jokes in this
He
movie.
has 0 jokes in this movie.
No, I know. He's straight man again. He's straight man. He's uniting the band of misfits that we're supposed to laugh at.
And this is his second football movie.
Second football movie. I kept thinking about how Water
In less
Boy
than
was
10
way
years.
better than this movie.
It's so much better.
Yes.
The music is very of its time.
Oh my god, the music is so dated. You can totally tell.
But then there's like that one song from like the 80s or 70s.
Yeah, but that's from like a specific joke, I think.
Yeah.
That was to
And
get
then
that
it goes
point
back to
across.
that shitty
And then they're
current
back to
music.
the, They're like, these are pop music. We can sell CDs based on this. We can
Yeah.
put these in the trailers to get people pumped and go see it.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of notes for this.
No?
Because this movie poured the show to me. And
Is this Chris Rock's first appearance in the Sandler film? Is this the
for
beginning of
sure.
him?
Yeah.
And
Not that many more, but...
not many regulars, right?
Oh, yeah, like barely any.
Like, I think it's just Rob Schneider.
Where he's almost about to do the "you can do it" line, but he's like, wait, they already did it. Because he does at the end of the movie.
He does.
When they win.
He does. He's like, yeah, get your old wrinkly ass into that end zone, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was a legitimate funny. Like, it came out of nowhere. I'm like, what? Again? All right,
Did you ever
it
see he has a
works.
ponytail?
He has the ponytail. But he kept it from 51st Dates. He didn't want to get rid of it.
Oh, God, I don't
That
think
was
that's a
his
real
dream.
ponytail. Monica from Friends, Courtney Arquette.
Oh, yeah.
Is unbilled in this movie.
Really?
She's in the first 10 minutes of this movie.
Like, I love, like, she's like the first character we see. And I'm like, oh, look, it's Courtney Cox. I look forward to not seeing you for the rest of this movie.
Yeah, and I said Sandman's back in the habit.
But here's the deal, just like Cloris Leachman, who, by the way, is in this movie, too.
Yeah, she...
Which blew my mind.
Secretary.
Like, but Courtney Cox has, like, as paper-thin a character as you can get. But she does a pretty good job with it. Like, I'm surprised at how much I believe her shitty two-dimensional character. So I have a new respect for Courtney Cox after watching this movie that I did not have when I saw this movie in the theaters, because that damn bastard friend of mine, Jimmy Hedaya, made me go see it in the theaters because he thought it'd be funny. And I didn't even know what football was then. So I'm confused for the last half of this movie at what's happening.
Did you see this on opening night?
I don't think so. I think we saw it during the week. When did it come out? Did it come out in the summer?
It came out in like end of May.
Yeah, I might have saw this like near the end of school, I think.
This movie, I saw it opening night.
Yeah, why? Why?
Because I was obsessed with Sandler back when I was like
Still?
13, 14.
Oh, that's right. This is why...
It's 14 or 15, I
This
think.
is why we're going through this very tumultuous journey. It's your weird childhood obsession with Adam Sandler.
Well, but we're finding out... This is where I stopped... Well, no, I think it's Click is where I stopped seeing his movies.
Okay.
Even though we're going to hear a very emotional story when we go to that one.
All right, Joe.
So yeah, Longest Yard. I saw this opening night.
Yeah.
7:30 show. We get there, sold out. So we have to go to the 9:30 show. And
Sold out Adam Sandler movie. God help us.
So that means just strolling around Newberry Comics for a little while.
A long while.
Yeah, and this is back before we had cars because we were just 15.
Yeah.
So we had to call
He was
my
old.
friend's mom and say, "Hey, we're going to the later show. You need to pick us up at like 12." And she's like, "Great." She worked all day. The last thing she wants to do is pick up two bratty teenagers. And then, so we get into the 9:30 showing, which doesn't really start till 10 o'clock because of Bellingham still half-hour commercials.
I don't think it was that bad back then.
No, it was still bad. But the story is about how old this movie is. The projector, which was probably done on film at the time, was all messed up, and so the first like 10 minutes of that movie with Courtney Cox Arquette was on top of the ceiling, and but like it was just her head that was on the ceiling, so the whole screen was just her boobs, and her boobs are emphasized. Like, I don't remember them being that big in Friends. She's got something on that's emphasizing her breasts.
Yeah, it sounds a little Happy Madison to me.
And I was like, this seems exploitive.
You were not in 2005. You were awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 15-year-old me is like, fuck yeah, boobs. But this more mature version
I think
is like, oh my god.
I saw her in a couple episodes of Family Ties. Like, that's how long
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, she was like 20-something, and she's like dating Michael J. Fox in that movie. That's how she got like on NBC's Good Side.
She was one of her first big roles is Masters of the Universe.
She's in that movie, yeah? No way.
I only know about that because How to Get Me did an episode. Lots of wrestlers in this movie.
Terry Crews in this movie, and
he pops up in a lot of Sandler
movies. I didn't know he got started so early. I just don't I don't see the appeal of Terry Crews. Like, I don't get why everybody loves that guy so much.
He does that cheeseburger gimmick.
Yeah, in this movie, but I'm talking about just in general as as a comedian actor.
He's very well liked on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I know, I don't get,
I don't watch.
I don't see the appeal. Like, he's not to me talented enough to get away with being, not bad actor. He's not funny enough to be able to do it. Like, I just don't buy it. Like, he's a big guy, and they rely on that a lot to maybe like, ooh, isn't this ironic? But he's not selling them because he's not that talented.
You know what?
What?
This is gonna be the start of our new segment because this has been happening too many times.
What?
We're gonna have a shots fired segment where Patrick goes on a little rant about an actor that he does not think is talented enough to be in a movie.
Listen, Terry Crews, I think you were a football player before, and I'm sure you're very good. Yeah, let's make an audio graphic. Can we do that, Lev?
Yeah, please.
I'm sorry, Lev. It's one more thing for you to do. It's not hard. Just do it real quick.
All right. Let's go into our new segment, Shots Fired with Patrick.
I mean, I pretty much said it. Terry Crews,
All right, well...
Right? Like, even in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you were in Blended? Did I see him in Blend commercials?
Oh.
You do those... You do those...
That's why I know he's in it.
Joe, Jesus, you do...
I think he's in Just Go With It, too, for some reason.
Really?
I think he's in a lot of the Island movies.
You do those commercials for Old Spice? Like, right? Like, your thing is just kind of yelling and being a strong guy, but then, like, also maybe you're more gentle than before. You do... Like, I don't know. It's not that funny, right? Do you
think
your line delivery is crazy? No. I don't think The Rock's...
The Rock does the peck dance.
I could do a shots fired for The Rock. You don't even get me started there.
We need to have a Sandler Rock movie. When's that gonna... That is inevitable, right?
Maybe. Is The Rock still big? Does anyone give a shit about The Rock anymore?
The Rock is way bigger than Sandler, and his movies way
No,
more.
he's not.
Oh.
What's the last movie The Rock did?
Oh, San Andreas, but before that, Furious 7, which is one of the highest grossing
Yeah,
movies
but that's
of this
not
year.
a Rock movie. That's a movie The Rock happened to get lucky enough to be in.
Yeah,
right? It's not a Rock vehicle.
This is our the tangent segment.
Yeah.
The Rock, whenever he does a franchise, like that's already been established, that's like flailing really hard. He comes into that franchise, the second or third, with Fast and Furious, the fifth one. Yeah. He makes it the biggest movie that's coming out that year.
All right, okay. We'll put a little...
The G.I. Joe movies, not very good, but they make sense of movie.
There are movies without him, okay? Listen, people in the comments, you leave with The Rock. Is he a draw for you or not? Is he bigger than Adam Sandler or not? I don't know. Adam Sandler comes out with 3 movies a year. That's all I'm saying.
The Rock has 5 movies
The Rock does not. San Andreas is the last one we did.
He's got another one coming.
Right, The Bomb. He couldn't save that movie, Joe. He couldn't save that movie. That had Archibald in it. I can't remember her last name, but she's in The Good Wife.
Wait. That also has maybe a man that's been in more movies than any of these actors.
What?
Paul Giamatti.
In what? In San Andreas?
He's in San Andreas. He's in
come
Love
on,
and Mercy.
Paul Giamatti.
He's in Compton.
Come on. You don't need a paycheck that badly, do you?
Think hold on. I'm pretty sure San Andreas made tons of money.
That movie being kind of a stinker.
It had Alexandra Daddario from True Detective, the woman who strips for Woody Harrelson.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, bro.
I'm a bro.
Budget, $110 million.
Yeah.
Box office, $470.5 million.
All right, whatever, Joe. Fine, whatever. 3D. It's inflation. It's all 3D inflation.
It also has Carla Gugino.
I don't know who that is.
Kylie Minogue.
I don't know who that is. I'm too old, Joe.
Yeah.
We'll say it for... All right, comments. You can settle this. Is Joe right or am I right? Who's bigger, Adam Sandler or The Rock?
Well,
The Rock.
I think people will say The Rock because he's just
No one will pick The
liked.
Rock. No one likes The Rock. No one knows. The Rock is so boring and nothing. All right. Part of my story is Terry Crews could not care.
Part 2 of Shots Fired, The Rock.
But let me say, The Rock can act better than Terry Crews. The Rock, I saw him in that Hercules movie. I've seen him in some. I
saw the Hercules.
I saw the Hercules movie. I regret not seeing the other Hercules movie, but if I had to pick between the two Hercules movies, I think I'd pick the better one. I have to, because this movie
directed by Brett Ratner.
Because this movie understood what it was and was not afraid of saying, "Oh, we don't care."
Well, hold on.
Let's mess around here.
Did he do that, Brett Ratner?
Yeah, he did.
Are you sure?
I remember seeing him the directing credit at the end of it. I went, "Really? All right."
That's funny.
The guy, the werewolf one.
The werewolf.
The one with the werewolf from those movies. You know the werewolf from those movies? Right, and there's like a sexy vampire.
Oh, Twilight movie?
Twilight.
It's like a werewolf movie.
The werewolf
movie. It's more of a vampire movie.
All right, but he's a werewolf from those movies.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, he's in the other Hercules movie. And that movie feels like it's taking itself a little too seriously. It might be more...
Oh, no, Taylor Lautner's in that movie. You're thinking of the other... Oh. There's another Twilight guy that's in that movie, though.
There's another Twilight guy? Who's the other Twilight guy?
He's way less famous.
How many Twilight guys can there be? There's a werewolf, there's a vampire. What else do you have? A swamp monster? A mummy? A Frankenstein? Why were there no mummies in Twilight? Like I'm thinking about now. Why no sexy mummies? Come on. Right? Just sexy Draculas and sexy werewolves. You can do better than that.
Sexy Draculas.
Sexy Draculas.
Chris Rock's shtick in this, I just put a very awkward face. There's a lot of...
I'm not done being mad at Terry Crews, okay?
Okay.
The Rock can act. All right, he can't act well, but I believe him. I do not believe Terry Crews when I see him in a scene. It's hard to watch. He's been on Brooklyn Nine-Nine for 3 years. He's still not in character. He hasn't stumbled into it or fallen into it out of repetition. He's forcing it the whole time. Stop it, Terry Crews. Stop it. I think he was an episode of Go On with Matthew Perry, too.
He's really...
He played himself. He still couldn't do it.
He's really promoting that McDonald's stuff, though.
Yeah, what was McDonald's behind this movie? There's a lot. I didn't realize it until the fourth reference in it. I'm gonna go, we're still referencing McDonald's here.
You want a McNugget or something like that?
Yeah, he pulls out burgers out of his pants. I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were wrestlers in here. Yeah, a lot of athletes in this movie.
Yeah, we got a lot of wrestlers. We got
James Cromwell, who's been around forever.
James Cromwell.
And is in 100. He wasn't All in the Family. He was Archie Bunker's friend in All in the Family. That's how long he's been around. Stretch Cunningham, for those in the know.
Nelly. Do you remember the rapper Nelly?
No.
From our youth?
No.
My sister really liked him, that's why I know.
Yeah, sure, Joe. Yeah, hide behind that.
I don't know. I don't like Nelly's music. I think he did that song. I think he did the song, It's Getting Hot in Here. Do you remember that song?
You gotta take off all your clothes.
Take off all your clothes.
That song was played every dance we had at school, which looking back, I'm thinking...
Inappropriate.
I don't think you should be playing this song for children.
Inappropriate.
From 14 on, this is not... Do not encourage this in us.
Who's the DJ? Let's check his...
right? Which weird teacher is doing this?
Are we supposed to be rooting for Sandler? Is he our hero? He seems like an anti-hero because he's such a dick.
Not really that much of a dick till the end, right? Where they kind of have him on his barrel.
He's the most boring character in this movie.
He's a nothing character, right? And he's technically the man-child here because we open up on him. He's watching a football game, eating chips. He doesn't remember there's a party going on downstairs that he must be able to hear.
So back in the habit.
Even when he's successful, he still becomes a man-child. They just have to put him there in a Happy Madison film. They don't know how to arc a character any differently. And they don't even really arc him anyway. I guess he kind of gets his life together, but more importantly, he's still in jail, so, whatever. Right? He's just now in jail. The guard has more of an arc than he does.
Which guard?
The villain guard. Who doesn't want to shoot him then at the end.
Yeah.
He's you got a tough game.
He's getting the game ball.
Yeah.
I was all excited. I was like, he's finally playing basketball, because why hasn't he done a basketball movie? Because Adam Sandler is one of the biggest basketball fans ever.
Really?
Then I remembered he did a little basketball scene in Little Nicky.
I don't like when celebrities are basketball fans. I don't know why.
You don't like when celebrities are basketball fans?
It always feels so...
What?
It's a place...
What's your agenda? Whoa. You don't like it when celebrities are fans. That is the most insane thing you've said.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Why are you so of basketball.
Because they're not, it's like whenever LA's in the playoffs of any sport, like they're not really fans of the game. They just do it because they like to be seen there. Because you can kind of go there and then goof around, do nothing, and you feel like a big man. Basketball is not that interesting of a sport. Let's just say this here.
Oh, don't you love the squeaky shoes?
Right, but oh my God, it's so annoying. But then every celebrity has to sit right on the curve. Like they all get to be seen so much more easily, and it's so much easier. Mark Wahlberg, that singer who's like a DB who was famous on YouTube. Who's that guy? Who's dating that other girl? She was in that movie with Harmony Korine. Come on.
Bieber?
Justin Bieber. See, you got this, Joe.
Every
time he shows up on the Miami sideline, which I don't know why you're a Miami Heat fan anyway, Justin Bieber. Get over yourself.
Who's the Shaq
LeBron
down
James.
there?
LeBron James. Remember when Shaq was in Florida? Remember those days?
Yeah. I thought LeBron James was on L.A.
No, LeBron James was in Cleveland, where he was born and raised, and then drafted to Cleveland. And then he moved to Miami because they offered him more money, and Cleveland was super butthurt. Then he won 2 championships, but more importantly, lost 2 championships because he's not that great. And then went back to Cleveland, and now...
Shots fired!
Pew, pew, pew! And now he's back in Cleveland, and he's like the world's biggest hero, and we can't will his team to victory. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I don't know much about basketballs, but...
you know way more than me.
LeBron James, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you're as good as you think you are, LeBron James. You may still be the best person on the planet, but you're still in the team sport, so just remember that, LeBron James.
What
just
about
that
Omar Sharif? I'm kidding.
Stop it, Joe. Stop trying. So celebrities, just stop it. Just stop. Like when the LA Kings are at hockey, I know you've never been to a hockey game before, so just give those tickets to people that would give a crap. All right, Tom Cruise. I know you don't give a shit. The LA Kings are in the World Series, so stop going to those games. God damn it. Give it to Dennis Leary would care more than you. Michael J. Fox would care more than you. Give it to people who care. All right. I don't know why. How do we get on this rant?
I said he plays basketball.
He's a big basketball fan. Okay.
Sandler didn't write
plays
the
it in
script.
Grown Ups, doesn't he? Didn't you tell me that once?
He plays it in Grown Ups.
That's a basketball movie.
It's not a
Don't
basketball
they win?
movie.
Don't they win with basketball? I think I saw the end of it at a drive-thru once.
They win with... What do they win?
Doesn't that movie end with them playing basketball against like that guy from SNL?
I don't remember. I've only seen that once.
I
watched Grown Ups 2 like 3 times now.
Like I don't remember
It's
if
such a
I think I went to the drive-thru and we saw the A-Team on one screen, and then we went to the other screen to watch Toy Story. But on the screen we were originally at, where our van was still parked because we're not allowed to move it.
Dumb.
Like I think Grown Ups 2 was there, so we got there for the end of Grown Ups 2, and I think they're playing basketball against that guy. I can't remember his name. Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, he's got his...
Don't they like beat him in basketball and then they win something or whatever?
He has a catchphrase in there that they try to make really work. His catchphrase is, "What?"
Is that really a catchphrase? I mean,
no,
that just feels like a thing.
No, but they really push it hard. Yeah. Sandler didn't help write the script.
Of this movie?
I want to tell you who
wrote this movie.
Ooh,
Why is Hank Madison going, hey, let's remake this movie that most people have forgotten about? Right? Wouldn't that be kind of wacky and zany of us? Why remake this movie? Why? What was the appeal? What did you see in it? What was the goal? Okay. Adam Sandler, if you ever listen to this, could you I just want to know, that's all.
Sheldon
I'm not judging,
Turner is the screenwriter for this.
Who?
Yeah, no, wait for...
Yeah.
Wait, he's been nominated for an Oscar, it says.
Jesus.
Yeah, hold on,
I'm waiting, Joe, I'm waiting.
I'm going to keep the suspense going.
All right, fine.
Should I give you a hint? Do you want to know?
Yeah, give me a hint.
Okay, well, his first movie was The Longest Yard.
Okay. Really? Okay. All right, so we're just getting started. So fine, I buy it. I buy the trajectory.
His next movie, 2006.
Yep.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The beginning. The prequel. That was not supposed to be the prequel.
Okay, go on.
He had screenplay and story credit. His next movie,
Interesting jump.
2009.
Yeah.
Think of a 2009 movie that was nominated for... Do you remember the best screenplay writing nominees for that?
No.
Can I give you a hint that it's a Jason Reitman film?
Juno.
Nope.
Oh. Was June 2009? That feels early.
2007.
Late. Up in the air.
Up in the air.
Up in the air? He wrote Up in the Air?
Nominated for an Oscar.
Is it just him?
No, he adapted from a book.
Oh, but does Jason Reitman have his credit too, or is it just him?
Jason Reitman has a credit.
Okay, well, then Jason Reitman
wrote it.
Jason Reitman pretty much crafted everything, and this guy put it on screenplay format. That's what I'm getting from that.
I just think that's hilarious. He also helped the story for X-Men First Class.
Yeah, whatever. These guys been all over the genre place, right? Like, he can't be stopped.
That's his last movie, though.
Listen, I need to go on a side rant here.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Uh-oh.
About these Godzilla movies they're going to come out with.
Oh, Godzilla versus King Kong.
And yes, because I'm a fan of the Godzilla.
You're alone.
I like the Godzilla, right? I like all the Godzillas except for '98. Like I like.
Oh, you like 2014 Godzilla, where Godzilla's barely in it?
No, I'm fine with that because it's cool when he is in it. People applauded in that movie when I was there, Joe. It was insane.
People were waiting for the credits to begin so they were already standing up before the movie was over.
Not my theater, Joe. My theater, they were all on board. I was with the true Godzilla fans. We were on opening night, my friend.
We were on opening day.
Well, the days are on time. You're with all the weirdos. People want to go to work. I don't know. You're a weirdo, Joe. That's all I'm trying to say.
Third shift.
That's all I'm saying. Shots fired at Joe Vekeman. You're a weirdo. Pew, pew, pew. So, no, but now they're gonna throw all these other guys. I feel like you're going too far, too fast. People making Godzilla. I don't remember which studio it is, but why don't you just slow your roll a little bit?
And get a new director, because that director sucks.
Just tune down a little bit. His method would work. His method would be great if the people in the movie were people, if they were worth a damn.
You're the most boring lead actor in the entire world.
Yeah, if you didn't just have a guy who's like, well, I guess I'm just going to keep going forward. The end. Like, if you had actual people conflict, all right, then it makes sense. Then it becomes cool to look at Godzilla from the human perspective. It becomes cool to minimize use of Godzilla so we don't get bored and numb to it like we do with Pacific Rim. Then it's cool. But they have the same guy writing all these scripts. I think including the King Kong one where it's just King Kong by himself. Stop overdoing it. Stop it, right? Don't you're misusing all these great things. You have these great symbols here. You're just going to blow your load too early. It's just going to be too much and too much. It's going to be like Spider-Man 3. It's too much. It's too much.
They're doing a Skull Island movie.
Why are you doing Godzilla again for the fourth... Oh, sorry. Why are you doing King Kong again for the fourth time? You've done this movie.
You already had the longest King Kong movie in history.
You've done it.
3 hours and 10 minutes, Peter Jackson.
So long.
You're doing a King Kong till the first hour.
All right, that's my mini rant. Go on, Joe. What are we doing? The youngest yard? They kill off Chris Rock.
Youngest Lard.
They kill off Chris Rock in this movie.
Yeah.
This movie took a little dark tone in there.
I was happy. His character annoyed the shit out of me.
This kid's fine. It's Chris Rock. Green Chris Rock. He's got all the answers. The answer man.
I feel
he's
like
one of two mentors.
Someone tried to give him a shtick. Like they thought they knew Chris Rock stuff, but like it was so insanely like not well done racist like thoughts.
He likes all the brothers, right? Yeah. That's what he keeps saying. Likes all the brothers.
Yeah,
that's some cultural commentary right there about football. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. This movie, $82 million budget.
Okay.
Box Office Mojo.
Yep. A little bit more expensive than Spanglish.
$2 million more.
$2 million more than Spanglish. Yep. How much did it make?
Domestically, $158 million.
Yeah, that's no Spanglish right there, baby.
Sandler's like, all right, enough of this drama bullshit.
Yeah, I'm done.
No, he's got a couple more dramas. Actually, his next movie we're going to watch is more of a drama, I think. The foreign gross, $32 million. It's going up. His foreign followers are getting behind Sandler's brand of comedy.
Yeah, it's weird. Comedy doesn't travel well. It's weird. I wonder what countries it's doing well in.
The wide release of how many theaters? That's a weird number I have in here. There was 3,600 theaters had this movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty wide release.
It's like a lot of.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a good amount, Joe. There's no joke. There's no joke in there.
It came out May 27th. And the last time it was in a theater was October 6th.
Holy crap! I totally think I saw that movie over the summer.
Yeah.
I think there weren't many people in there, so I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
So yeah, it made a lot of the worldwide gross altogether, $190 million.
Okay, so what? So is it number one in the box office?
Nope.
No. Who beats it?
2005. What came out in May of 2005? It was the end of
War of the Worlds.
Terrible trilogy from a movie that's going to be coming out at the end of this year. What trilogy?
It's the end of a trilogy, but they're having another one this year.
At the end of this year.
What a weirdly phrased question that is, Joe.
Yeah, it's not phrased correctly, but it's pretty obvious, I think.
I have no idea. Scream.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge
Star
of the
Wars
Sith.
would be number one.
Out for the second week, and it made $55 million.
I did not mind that Sith one that much.
I guess it's the best one out of the three.
Out of the three, I think it is.
I mean, really.
Chris Jancha saw that movie like 3 times in the theater.
Did he not? He must have loved Darth Vader screaming, "No!"
I laughed, and he was embarrassed when I did that.
Theater.
Like, we went to Zoetrope when we saw that movie. He'd seen it twice at the Bellingham one, then we went to Zoetrope because I wasn't going to pay full price for that movie. And, yeah, but not because I thought those movies were bad back then. I just didn't like Star Wars.
Shout out to Alberto, because I remember he was talking about that in like a group we were hanging out with before school was going to start, and he just said
Alberto,
that
of course, is our cameraman at Quixotic United. Go on, Joe.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen the movie yet before he. Yeah. I think he might have seen it like the night before, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's in the movie! This sounds incredible."
Oh, so bad,
so lame.
And Obi-Wan's like, "Don't jump. Don't jump. I'm going to cut your limbs off. Don't do it." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to do it anyway." And then he does it, and he's like, "See, look what you made me do."
Look what you made me do!
So dumb.
Is that the one where...
hey, Padme's dead. No! George Lucas, come on. You couldn't write... How about don't write? How about just let him feel it?
He's like, but the younglings... And he's like holding a laugh as he says it.
Oh, yeah. But other than that movie's kind of cool. I don't know. Like Samuel L. Jackson. Listen, comparatively.
Are you?
If you're asking me to pick, eventually, listen. I hate that I get sucked into the. Like, if I don't see that movie, like a whole generation's gonna pass me by. Like that's I have to, or I'm not gonna get most of what I'm gonna see on TV and movies for the next year and a half.
Maybe even long. This movie,
right? Like it's never going to go away.
If it's supposed to be as good as it's supposed to be, besides the amazing cast it has right now, like it's got a cast of just indie film stars.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. Like, at least they're all getting their paychecks, which is good for them, I guess. But like the original Star Wars trilogy is still being referenced, and nobody liked those movies, and it's still getting referenced a decade later. I have to.
The first one's good.
I don't like the first one. The first one is like the most boring one.
Oh, really? Which one do you like? The third one?
Which one are we talking about now? The original 3?
Episodes 4 through 6.
I think, the first one is definitely the most boring one. The first one is so boring, Joe, it's amazing that 2 more were made. It is such a cookie-cutter, standard, boring, regular, boring, generic movie.
Whoa.
With generic people doing generic things and generic bad guys. Yes, shots fired! Pew, 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 pew!
We're gonna have to, this episode will come up with an explicit one.
Star Wars,
but except for the explicit,
Episode 4 is the most overrated movie. Not of all time, but it is such an overrated movie. It is not that good.
It has a nice, simple story.
It is such, yes, and you know what else have simple stories? Movies that we hate, Joe. Movies that end up on Netflix and we never watch. Movies that are on sci-fi. Movies that are on sci-fi at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and people turn the channel because they want to go to sleep. That's what that movie... For some reason, this movie just hit at the exact right time, and the special effects just did something, and people just wanted to see more of it. And then it gets a little better in 5 and 6, so fine. It's a little more interesting then. I like 6. I don't like all of 6. There's a lot of 6 that's kind of dumb.
Where Harrison Ford is really phoning it in at the end.
I like the beginning of 6.
He's like, I've had enough of this.
Where they're doing all the stuff with Jabba and the Boba. I like the end of 6 where Luke Skywalker's beating the crap out of Darth Vader, and it looks like you got that great score behind it. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else, whatever.
What do you think of those... the Ewoks that were supposed to be Chewbacca?
Dumb. They were? Really?
They were supposed to be
Why weren't they Chewbacca's?
Supposed to be like a whole land of Chewbaccas.
Why weren't they Chewbacca's?
Because I think they wanted to make something more cuter, and the teddy bears are cuter than a giant ape.
Chewbacca's fine. It's a warlike culture. I would believe them taking on the Stormtroopers.
It would have been fucking awesome if it was the land of Chewbacca.
You know what I hear, and maybe you can back this up? That David Lynch is supposed to direct that movie. Is that true? How awesome would that movie have been if David Lynch directed Return of the Jedi? My God.
We would be living in a different world right now.
I might like Star Wars.
I don't know if those 3, the new ones that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Those would be probably fantastic. Because I think George Lucas would have been like, I don't need to remaster these.
Let's Lynch come in and do these prequels, please. No, I think quite frankly, I mean, directing is a huge part of why those are bad. But I don't think George Lucas was anywhere to go with those because those scripts are even worse. So I don't know what director you could bring in that can salvage it. But
Irving Kershner. Oh, are we talking about Star Wars so much?
Why are we talking about Star Wars?
Because Star Wars was in the second week.
Point of my story is, before anyone gets upset, I grew up with them too, all right? Those movies got re-released in the theaters in 1995 or 6 or whenever, and I went and I saw all 3 of them. It was like the one thing my father liked that was a nerdy thing. Because he grew up, he was 9 years old when that first movie came out. So he grew up on those and I was 5, so he was like, oh, we do it. But I found those movies boring even then. So I'm a 5-year-old and I find Star Wars boring. So do not say I didn't grow up with them.
Whoa, okay.
I just don't want those comments being like, you didn't grow up, you didn't know it wasn't part of your child. It was, okay? I just didn't care. And then they came out on the VHS in the gold box. Then they came out on VHS in the platinum box. Because he couldn't stop remastering his movies. I didn't care any time. It was so boring.
I really wish he'd released the original cuts of those before he put all the special effects.
It would make sense. But that was sort of the thing.
I feel like
he just loved the special effects. That's George Lucas's thing.
So much money if they cleaned those old prints up. Even though probably Lucas destroyed them because he's like, never again.
It's weird they wouldn't do it, and it's weird that they put Hayden Christensen in those 3 movies. I don't care that much because I don't care, but I don't know why you would do that, especially since everybody hated that guy. Just have old man Darth Vader. Why would he be a 30-year younger version of himself in the Force when Obi-Wan Kenobi is old man Kenobi, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When Yoda's Muppet Yoda. I don't understand why he gets to be young one.
And
just dumb.
He'd make him, instead of him being a Muppet.
Just show weird albino Darth Vader. That's fine.
They make Yoda CGI.
Let me tell you how disappointed I was when I saw Darth Vader's head at 6 years old, just like an egg man. Right? I'm like, oh, this is the big fucking deal. He's just like, whatever.
Because he should have been that awesome black man, James Earl Jones.
I feel bad for the guy who was Darth Vader and then said, yeah, we're recasting all your lines. Yeah, we're going to give you new cooler dude. We're going to give you new Mufasa. I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
Because he probably was just like, Luke, how's it going, son?
Luke, I am so much your dad, yeah.
Okay, we gotta really move on.
What movie are we doing? Longest Yard.
It's so terrible.
Why are we doing Star Wars? Oh, because Star Wars beat out Longest Yard in the box office, which makes sense. But then Longest Yard was number 2?
Number 2.
Okay.
And
I buy that.
It made $47 million. So
$47 million.
It didn't do that much less for a Star Wars movie. Second week, Star Wars, the last one in that new trilogy.
I know. That
should have made so much.
But those movies played for a long time. Like Phantom Menace was in theaters from April until October. It did not go away.
Revenge of the Sith. It made $200 million the first week.
That's Star Wars. It's going to be even crazier this time around.
I don't know. I want to see it. I'm not going to go with the opening.
When's that? So it comes out at Christmas. So I'm probably not going to see it until May.
No.
When finally 3 people would be in that theater. No, it's never going to go away.
It's coming out the 18th. It's coming out a week before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not seeing it until the end of its run. I do not want. I did that with Batman 3. I just don't want to deal with crowds. I don't want to.
Oh, it's going to be the worst crowd too.
I know.
Batman was. Whatever. I feel like that crowd's nothing compared to this movie's crowd. I'm just saying, but that movie was in theaters for months too. That movie, Batman wouldn't go away either. So, I just gotta wait until April. That's when I gotta do, and then Star Wars would be on the tail end. Do you know?
It'll be down to just 2 screens, one 3D and one regular, and then I'll have to catch it a weird time at 3 or something in the afternoon.
So you know that? Okay, so the top highest grossing movies of all time right now are Avatar, then Titanic. And then Jurassic World. Yeah, but here's the deal, Joe. You gotta. Do you think they think Star Wars is gonna wipe out Jurassic World at least? Good. Jurassic World sucks. Doesn't matter because none of those are adjusted for inflation, Joe. Yeah. You know who wins when adjusted for inflation? Titanic. No. Oh, Wizard of Oz. No. Oh, I don't know. Gone with the Wind. Oh yeah, that's a big. Gone with the Wind. It's way too long. You can't beat Gone with the Wind. Nice try, Avatar. You gotta take out the 3D money too. That's a lot. Yeah, and the IMAX money. Is there 3D for Star Wars? I don't know. I think they're doing it in 3D. I know they're doing IMAX release. They might be doing 3D. I would think they would do 3D. I would think Disney would try to make as much of their $4 billion back as they can at every stop. And they re-release. This is another thing. Just like the Godzilla. This is a movie. It feels like they're going a little too hard on the Star Wars, right? They have the 3 movies, and then you've got each character having a movie. You've got too much Star Wars coming down the pipeline. There's
right?
like 6 other movies that are not like episodes. They're like spin-offs.
There's going to be a lot of cancer movies coming down the road. This and with the superhero stuff, like eventually people are going to be like, we've got enough of this already.
Yeah, they're doing like a prequel Han Solo movie. Why? They're doing a prequel.
Because everybody loves Han Solo, that's why.
Yeah, but it's not going to be played by Harrison Ford.
It doesn't matter. They like the idea of the character, I think. I don't know.
Everyone liked the idea of Hannibal, and then they did the Hannibal Rising movie.
They made... Oh my god, what a bad movie that was.
I'm not talking about the show Hannibal, which is
the
phenomenal.
Hannibal Rising movie, right? I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Not Red Dragon, the other Hannibal prequel.
Yeah, but and all the other ones.
No, you
except
wanted
for
the Hannibal
Manhunter.
origin story where he's like a Eastern European war orphan and he has to eat people to survive.
Yeah. Well,
Dumb movie.
They did Hannibal Rising pretty much in the first like season and a half of the new show.
Really?
But they do it so much better. And
Yeah.
It's far more fascinating. All right, so yeah,
Longest Yard. Longest Yard.
It made $47 million that opening weekend, and it came second. Behind it, though, the other new movie was Madagascar, which
also had Chris Rock in it.
That's true. This movie, but so the actual full number was it made $47,606,000.
That's pretty good.
But Madagascar made $47 million, same 220. It's like made 400.
Like just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Why? What's new with the Colonel Sanders character in this movie?
He looks like the same guy that played in Waterboy.
Like you brought him back, but why?
Because it's just a football game.
Is that what you gotta do in all like football movies? You just gotta have this random Colonel Sanders character for no particular reason?
Yeah.
I just want to know. Like he didn't really do anything. He didn't really do anything.
So another. I took the second week, and then this movie was out. The Longest Yard was out. Weekend number 2. It was still a number 2. Number 1 that week, Madagascar. And
I guess the word of mouth had gotten around.
Number 3 was episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
and then there were 3 movies that were new that weekend that came out way late in the top 10.
Yeah? What movies
We had
were those?
Cinderella Man, the Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah. That
Paul
was kind of
Giamatti
good. That
boxing
was kind of
one.
good.
The Sister of the Traveling Pants.
Not as good. Not as good.
The Lords of Dogtown.
The skateboarding thing?
I think it's with Heath Ledger, too.
I don't know that movie. You know what? I would confuse that a lot. What?
Oh. And number 8 that week, Crash.
Probably playing in like 10 theaters, though.
No, at 1,300.
Oh, really? That's pretty big.
And it was out for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It had $40 million already.
Bigger than I would have thought.
That's not that much. Yeah, all right.
All right, so...
Last looks. I
got a few more. Let me complain about James Cromwell really going out of his way to get Adam Sandler to help him out in the beginning of this movie.
Okay.
And Adam Sandler gives him one piece of advice. He says, we like to play a tune-up game every now and then. You try that? He goes, great.
Oh, the setup for the plot?
Like, that's the only advice that he gives from Adam Sandler. And then he hates Adam Sandler for the rest of the movie. I thought you wanted him to help your team be better.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that all of a sudden that went down the drain. Are you trying to... And then he's, like, trying to get his guys to cheat so that they'll win this tune-up game that Adam Sandler advised that they'd play. And they kill a man to do it. Like, they took this one not important game way too far.
He was only half a star.
For no reason. It's just weird.
He's only half a star. He's like maniacal as a box full of kittens.
It's just weird. And then...
That's the joke in the movie, by the way.
I don't remember that. And then at the
That's
end...
when they're looking at the computer, because the computer ranks the inmates.
Yeah.
And they're like looking at how dangerous the people are. And they go to Chris Rock's character, and he's like, out of 5 stars, I'm only half a star? And they compare him to things that aren't maniacal, and that's a joke in the movie.
I don't remember that so much.
Very lazy.
Not a lot of jokes in this movie, no. And then you got like transvestite, like cheerleaders.
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, they try to make that into a joke, doesn't fly.
It's very...
And the movie just kind of stops, right? Like they pour the juice on him, then they dolly into him really quickly, and then it's just the credits. They do it like they do a lot of these Spanglish dollies in this movie, right? Like all over the place. Like especially with in that Courtney Cox party scene, like it's all the time. And I'm thinking, did Adam Sandler just see them do this a lot in Spanglish, and he thought, hey, that's pretty cool. Let me put that in my movie. That look really cool. Let me do that.
I think this was who we say directed
Peter
this?
Siegel, go do that.
Peter Siegel.
Did you see Spanglish? It was pretty cool. It made a pretty crappy movie look kind of interesting.
Did it? They made it look interesting.
No, but it wants us to just slide a hand, Joe. It wants us to think that it's interesting. That's the thing.
Okay.
I think it's Peter
Sandler's
Siegel.
characters
Yeah.
in his movies have the most boring names.
Yeah.
They're like so average.
Yeah, that's sort of the point, though.
Like Henry Roth.
Yeah, it's
for 50 First
that's
Dates.
the point.
Dave Busnick for anger management. Well, in Mr. Deeds, his name was Longfellow Deeds.
Yeah, that's because of the remake, so whatever.
Sonny Koufax. That's a very Jewish name, right?
I don't think so. It's like Sandy Koufax. He was a baseball player, I think.
Yeah.
Red Sox, maybe.
Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Those are nice names.
Those are pretty simple
studio
names
after.
there. All right, yeah, you got to give us the last looks. All right, we're wrapping it up. All right, Liv. Sorry we're talking so much about Star Wars. Just call it the Star Wars episode. People will like it.
No, this episode's called The Longest Yard, Shots Fired.
I got a lot of grievances to air. I'm sorry. I'm old and curmudgeonly.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Last looks, Adam Sandler, please, hold on, let me just double check to see if you've ever done any more after this. Please don't do any more sports movies. For the love of God, please don't do any more.
The whole half, like the second half of this movie is just football. Oh, so much football being played in this movie.
I checked it because I was like...
It's its own three-act structure.
It's 41 minutes.
Yeah.
It's before the ending. That's when the last game starts. There's 41 minutes of football. That's all.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
15. What's that? What's 45 minutes? That's for a regular game? Like if
it's an hour.
If you don't include... Oh, it is? I don't know, man. I don't know football.
Three-quarters of a football game, though, has been played in the time they're showing us this football game.
Peter Siegel directed it.
Yeah.
My last looks. Yeah, don't do any more football movies. Don't do any more sports movies. Be more interesting.
I'm telling Sandler to do what to do.
I'm telling you what to do, motherfucker. Here, do our movie, please.
Yeah, do our movie, Adam Sandler. Come on, we're your buddies. We care, Adam Sandler. That's why we're calling. We're not letting you take the easy way out. You know, we're calling it as we see it.
He's done with Sandler now. From now on, he goes on to do Get Smart with Steve Carell.
He doesn't Get Smart.
Jason.
Oh, Jason Segel.
No, not Jason Segel. It's Peter Siegel.
Peter Siegel.
His brother. It's not his brother.
All right, you don't even know anymore, Joe.
He's way older. Probably he could be his dad.
Maybe he is his dad.
I don't think it's his dad.
Maybe I'm your dad. Wouldn't that be weird?
Are you my dad?
Maybe I'm your dad. Lev, you think I'm Joe's dad?
Are you my dad?
All right, fine. We'll stop it. He's just.
Are you my dad?
Let's get a paternity test, Joe. Let's find out.
I wish I was taller.
And then let's have the doctor look at us both when we ask for it and say, all right, well, how old are you? And I'll go 25. And he goes, how old are you? And you'll go 25. And he'll go, get the hell out of my office. I have real things to do.
Are you doing the plot of That's My Boy? Because Sandler is like 5 years older than Sandberg.
Really? That's the plot of the movie?
Like I
haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
He impregnates a teacher at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And like he's like 12 or whatever, and then Andy Samberg's
kind of creepy.
He take care of the kid.
Kind of a little gross plot. I'm thinking about it, right?
Oh no, it's
they make a comedy out of it.
Grossest movies, and it's not even the grossest part of the movie.
All
right, what are your last looks, Patrick?
What are my last looks? Movie studios, stop pre-planning all of these movies so much, all right? Just stop, all right? You don't need to plan the next 6 years of superhero movies because you don't know what the audience is going to want in 6 years, and you don't know if all your money will be tied up too much. Like, what if there's another economy crash that happens, right? And people aren't going to movies anymore, and you got too much money soaked in there, right? Don't you want to be more liquid with your stuff? Don't you want to be a little more fluid? Who cares about these big expanded universes? People are going to get tired of them. I promise you, you're saturating the market. Stop saturating it, please, and leave Godzilla alone, all right? All right, Godzilla deserves better than this, all right? And so does King Ghidorah, the greatest of the Godzilla villains. Also Destroyer, he's pretty good, but you're not going to do anything with him. So come on, just Godzilla, just leave him alone. The end.
All right.
Is that good enough?
That's great.
All right, thanks of course to Live Environmentally for keeping those levels oh so silky smooth. And of course, thanks to our sponsor, Coconut Oil. Coconut Oil, just use it on anything. It doesn't matter, it works. It's coconut oil. All right, and with me as always, we'd like to thank Jimmy Crockett Vekeman, Davy Crockett, whatever Crockett Vekeman. Thank you. Johnny Crockett Vekeman.
And Patrice O'Neill Skeyhill.
I think he's an actual comic, Patrice O'Neill.
He passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can take his nomenclature now.
I guess I could. But I'll probably just keep mine at Patrick Skeyhill, where you can find our short films and episodic comments, www.quixoticunited.com. And of course, thank you, audience, for listening. Say goodnight, Joe!
Good night.
Miami and the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground. We're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. Go with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
stick in the race for Travolta. I know we have to
just
finish
leave
this
that?
still.
We leave it a look. Yeah, let's get through
Travolta?
this. Let
No.
me breathe, and then we'll figure out who's going to be next. Right? Maybe we'll leave it up to the audience, and we'll say, "Audience, what do you?" And we'll pick like 4 guys.
Eddie
and we
Murphy
can
or
see who they vote.
Travolta. Now, who else? We had
Eddie
another
Murphy.
one.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
And also cringeworthy.
Also, way less movies than Travolta.
That's good. That might be nice. We can do like a mini one. Yeah. Need some thoughts.
I think our mini one could be Shyamalan.
That's another one that would be really short too.
He's got 7 movies?
Yeah, he almost became like a caricature of himself, which is weird. Because
Quickly
he's behind the
became a
scenes, so it's weird that he was able to become a caricature. So, like that's almost like to one degree that almost makes me feel like that's how talented of an auteur he is, where he, as a director, can become a caricature, kind of like Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson movies are so much better than
That's fun. I agree with you because Shyamalan's movies, there are a lot of gimmicks. That's what kind of keeps him going.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson's more of a tone than a gimmick.
He's got a cool movie coming out about, I think it's about dogs.
No, not
Bears.
actually,
It's like a...
Bears are kind of better, I guess.
It's one of his stop-motion animated movies. Like, fantastic movie.
Oh, he's another one of those? All right.
And he's got a great cast lined up already.
I mean, you can have great cast in animated movies because they're so easy to do. Because people, just like The Simpsons, people can do them from home.
Oh, I think he's got Bill Murray back.
Yeah, bring him
per
back.
usual.
Bill Murray was apparently extremely difficult to get a hold of.
Except for when Wes Anderson calls up, he's like,
yeah.
Oh, you just need to be in the scene for like 3 seconds.
I can do that. Let's
Grand
do that.
Budapest Hotel to answer a phone.
Let's do that. And they were
He answers a phone.
They were heavily advertising him too in that movie as part of the laundry list, and most of those guys were in that like phone answering. They were just famous concierges.
Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, like what was that?
Owen Wilson, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He was definitely in that montage though.
Yeah.
Like just these random small parts.
I like that movie.
It was all right. Yeah.
Are we going to go to the
Are we
next
gonna
one?
start? All right. I guess we can start. Right.
Yeah.
Let me picture about coconut oil some more. No. I'm done. I've been repeated the coconut oil, which I can apparently also use on my face and hair. Just saying.
Oh.
It can be used for it. You can use it as a solid. You can use it as a liquid. The choice is all yours, but it is expensive, Joe.
And yours alone.
All right.